What's going on, guys? So I hope you're as excited as I am because I'm going to show you the new project car. So here it is. It's a Ford Mustang. I'm just kidding, that's my mom's. That was in because we were doing a tune-up because she's thinking about selling it. So let me show you the real car. Before we get too in-depth in that, it was on an open trailer for 1,700 miles from Miami to Michigan, and it is filthy. So let's get it cleaned up and then I'll show you the details of it. This whole thing may seem a little bit out of left field to a lot of you guys, but little did you know that if you knew me from high school on, you would know that I've owned more BMWs than Chevys in my life. So this is really not out of left field at all. My first car was a 525. It was a 91, and it was rough to say the least, but that was my first car. I've had an E46 3 Series and an X3. So yeah, not out of left field at all. Well, here it is, guys. What we have here is a 1989 BMW E30. It is a 325 with a 3.2 liter S52 engine swap in it out of an E36 M3. It's 5-speed, 16x8 wheels, which are 4x100. Overall, paint is pretty decent. It's not perfect, it's been resprayed. I'd give it about a 6.5 out of 10. It's a driver quality though, so it'll work. There's some areas with the respray that some of the adhesion's not real good. It's like under all of this, especially like right here. So I mean, there's some areas that are just not perfect. In terms of exhaust, I haven't really dove into that, but it does sound like it's got some type of aftermarket exhaust. When we look at the trim on the side, you can see these as well as all the holes. So I think there was some side skirts on this at some point. So I gotta dig into that a little bit. And what else? Got a little bit of a wing here, which is great. Some of the trim just needs to be popped back in there. Interior is in pretty good condition. Overall, the seats are in decent shape. Could definitely use a cleaning, which I'll get on here shortly. Back seat is like perfect. Front seat here, we've got a little tearing going on here. There's a little bit of wear and tear that's accumulated down through the middle here. Carpet could use a vacuum, which we'll get to. This trim piece underneath here is pretty bad. So here and all of this. So I have found this aftermarket already. It's actually genuine BMW, so it's not aftermarket. And it's not too terribly expensive, so we'll be able to do that. Inside, could freshen up this a little bit, but otherwise it's good. Shifter feels great. Engine itself, the pulleys are a little squeaky, so I don't think it's really been driven much lately. So we'll see how that progresses. But overall, the headliner, you could tell the sunroof looks like it leaked at some point potentially, because there's also no sunroof. They just put a fiberglass panel and siliconed it in. So we'll see what we do there. We may put a sunroof in it. We probably won't. But obviously all of that has been taken out, all of that mechanism. But both sides there, the headliner is a little bit ripped up. Headliner itself is filthy. So again, we'll clean that up and see how that turns out. But otherwise, like I said, back seat is really, really nice. We'll get some new speakers in there. But overall, I'm happy with it. So out of everybody that guessed on the last video, Instagram as well as Facebook, only 2 people got it right. So impressive. I left plenty of hints. Actually, 3 people got it right. But I left plenty of hints if you follow me on Instagram. But yeah, I'm excited with it. In terms of plans, I don't know exactly. The goal really over the course of the fall is to just get out and drive it. I'll be honest, I haven't driven manual in a very long time, so kind of getting used to that again. That's been interesting so far. I haven't installed it yet, but I'm sure I will at some point in traffic. But overall, yeah, that's the goal for the fall, is to drive it and see what it really needs. I think that's one of the biggest mistakes I made with the C10 is I jumped right into what I wanted to do to it instead of addressing some of the things that it needed, and that really killed a lot of my momentum once I got all the things that I wanted to put on it installed. So this is, like I said, give it everything it needs, and then we can start to do what we want to it. So overall, yeah, it's got some nice M-Series performance parts on it, which is great. It feels like it handles really nice, just taking it for the little cruises that I have. But overall, tentative plans. How about that? Tentative plans. It's got coilovers, so I was thinking about bagging it, but I might not. I'm going to kind of see how those coilovers ride. We can always lower it with that. Yeah, I'd like to put some type of body kit on it. I like the front bumper, but it definitely needs some side skirts and probably a rear bumper. I kind of like when it's like real low, but then that back bumper like comes up a bit. So I might do something along those lines. But like I mentioned in the last video, not a real intensive project. It's really more make it fun, which it's all the hard stuff is practically done. And yeah, just enjoy it. So I know a lot of people are like, well, 2-door doesn't really fit that family cruiser thing that you were looking for. It's got 5 seatbelts. Of course it does. The truck had 2. So anyway, I don't really care. I'm happy with it. If you want to follow along, cool. If you don't, that's cool too. But yeah, we're going to start digging into this probably over the course of the next couple weeks, really just kind of cleaning it up and getting it where we want it to aesthetically, as well as, like I said, some of those smaller mechanical issues. And then what we'll do is we will start digging into it in terms of the fun stuff. So anyways, thanks for watching, guys. I will see you in the next one.